order and welcome to Let's Make It Integrate, a game show where we explore how curriculum integration is used in the classroom. My name's Rob Stark and I'll be your host for this evening. What is curriculum integration, you ask? Well, it's a student-centered teaching approach where students inquire into real-life issues and concerns that really affect them. Right, but that's enough from me now. Let's go and meet our contestants. Joining us from all over New Zealand, all the way from Remuera, Senior Lecturer at Auckland University, Maud Saunders. Hi, Maud.
Hi there, Rob.
And how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
What will you do if you win the money today?
Oh, you know, my husband and I might pop over to the British Isles where we tend to spend the summer.
Oh, lovely. Well, it's nice to have you on the show. Next up, all the way from Maungaturoto, Year 4 teacher at Broken Rock Primary School, Amy Gunn. Hi, Amy.
Hi, kia ora matua.
Kia ora. Now, what's your favourite thing about being a teacher?
The children. The children. That's why I'm here today. All the money I win, I'm going to be spending it on my school.
Oh, I love it. Good to hear. Alright, and finally, all the way from Wellington at Lower Hutt Intermediate, Deputy Principal Sally Hewitt.
Hi, Rob.
Welcome to the show, Sally. Now, I hear you didn't actually want to be a teacher originally.
No, well, my future was invested in native plants. I was a botanist for many years.
Oh.
But now my career is invested in education.
Recently, our contestants went to Oropi School in Tauranga, where they spent time in a Year 7 and 8 class that practices curriculum integration. Our rounds and our questions will be based on the learning that was happening in that class. But first, let's go check out the contestants' buzzers that they chose prior to the show starting. Alright. Right, let's get started on round 1. Question 1. How did the learning context arise? Amy.
I was a Year 7 and 8 class and they're going to be going to college next year, so Mr. T thought about careers and stuff like that, so that's where all these CVs came into play. And also he brought the CVs in because the school had market day and they needed a CEO for each of the groups, so it's all kind of intertwined together, but it was all about building those life skills and knowing what subjects they wanted to do in college, to, you know, for their life.
Correct. Question 2. How was learning in room 2 planned? Maud.
Okay, so Rob, the learning in room 2 is co-constructed. So the children, alongside the teacher, do all the planning. So it's separated into a must-do and a can-do. So a must-do is like your maths and things like that. So you have to do that. And then the children have can-dos that they can choose from. So they can do things like their speeches, they can do like persuasive writing, which comes under the speeches. They can work on their art and lots of other stuff like that, and that gets put into a book. Yep.
Correct. Question 3. What learning is occurring with the inquiry they're doing? Amy.
In room 2, they've got a strong focus on both numeracy and literacy. In numeracy, it's a big focus on financial literacy to do with market day. They're learning budgeting, things like that. Literacy, through their CVs, they're learning writing structures, but it's all based on life skills that they're going to need. They're really learning how to self-manage themselves through the integrated curriculum approach where they are doing their own work.
Correct. Question 4. How is learning assessed? Is it A, teacher only, B, self and peer assessment, or C, all of the above? Maud.
The answer, Rob, is B, peer and self-assessment.
Oh, I'm afraid that's incorrect. It's right for half a point. Does any of the other players? Yes, Sally.
The correct answer, Rob, was C, all of the above. In room 2, the learning is assessed throughout units as self-assessment, as well as peer assessment, as well as the students co-constructing their rubrics alongside their teacher, as well as teacher assessed at the end of the units.
Correct, for half a point. Question 5. What is the intended and hidden curricula in this classroom? Sally.
Right, Rob, the hidden curricula, I believe, in Mr. Turner's classroom was a addressed through his values and the key competencies. So he placed a high value on students being self-managers and participating and contributing, as well as thinking as lifelong learners, as well as relating to others. Oh, and also I think his hidden curricula was part and parcel with being creative.
Okay, now question 6. Looking at the various continuum models of curriculum integration, where and on which continuum does Mr. Turner place himself? Amy.
Mr. Turner said that his classroom, he believes his classroom to be 75% integrated, so not quite fully integrated yet. However, I thought he was more between multi and interdisciplinary, through Drake's model 1998, because he does do some teaching that has all subjects, but also some that's just one linking to another.
Right, let's see if she's right. Have a look on the video screen.
I personally would put myself sort of in, I guess, a 3/4.
And well done, that was correct. Last question for round 1. How does Mr. Turner label the teaching approach in his classroom? Maud.
So Adam actually struggled to label his approach, and he just said that it kind of stemmed from his experiences and his values as a teacher.
Right, now that's it for round 1. We'll be back shortly for round 2 on Let's Make It Integrate. See you after the break.
I know.
Are we done?
Yep.
God. Yeah. Alright, I'll tell you what. I was up late last night till 3 AM. I'm a singer. And so, you know, I was down at the Cornerstone and it was bloody fun, but I was exhausted. Yeah, so what is this? I don't even know what is this?
Curriculum integration.
Yeah, I mean, because you know what? It seems bloody hard. When I was a kid, you grow up, the teacher does everything and that's it. You know, you just do the bloody work.
Yeah, well, it's not a new thing, but all the schools seem to be jumping on the bandwagon at the moment. But it's more about getting to the roots of what children are interested in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, ladies, I'll leave it to it, eh? Leave it to it.
Yeah, well, it is about real life issues and context, but there's actually a lot of issues in my school currently. You know, especially with parents being uneducated about what curriculum integration actually is, and they're coming into the school with large concerns about their students actually learning literacy and mathematics.
Yeah, I actually read an article by Bean in 1995. He wrote this article.
Oh yes, we refer to that a lot on the
and he was saying about how parents are really reluctant to take on board this new approach.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, at my school at Broken Rock, parents come in all the time. You know, it's not what they're used to, so they don't like this approach.
Some embedded assumptions.
Yes. Yes, they just think that their kids are not going to get the same learning experiences and the skills that they would get from that separate subject approach.
Do you know what I notice through my program? I run a curriculum integration program. And I found that my graduates of that program are more prepared to go out into the teaching industry and have a program like that. The ones who don't take it just feel very kind of isolated from this whole approach. So we do need to make sure we inform about this.
Yeah,
I must say, I never took any papers like this. I just have developed my curriculum integration approach through my experience, and I found it really hard to let go. You know, I was always
let go
at the
of
front.
control.
Yes,
I mean, and there certainly is a lot of that with the curriculum integration teaching approach. You need to let go of the control and let your students become thinkers for themselves.
All right, yeah.
Yes, babe. Yeah, I'm winning.
Ladies, we're back on here in a minute, so you know, back to it. Yeah, when do we get? Yeah, all right.
And go.
Welcome back to Let's Make It Integrate. I'm Rob Stark, your host, and we're just about to get back into round 2. Round 2 is called Guess Who? And what we're going to do is we're going to look at some quotes from some famous curriculum integration theorists, and the contestants are going to answer who they're by. Right, first question, question 8. Who said teaching democratically always allows students to have a say and make decisions wherever possible? Was it A. Bruff, B. Drake, C. Bean, or D. Murphy? Sally.
Rob, I believe that was C. Bean. In Mr. Turner's class, he teaches democratically in many ways, but in a particular instance I saw him allowing his students to make decisions about which maths group they would be in.
Can you tell me what the best way about learning like this is?
Well, you get to put yourself where you need to be.
Cool, okay, so that was like your maths groups you're talking about as well?
Yeah.
So after taking a test, they would make a decision about which area they felt they fitted best in, and then they were given further opportunities to make decisions to move up or down a group.
That's correct for 1 point. Question 9. Who said that there are fewer discipline and attendance problems because students tend to be more engaged in their learning?
Drake, 1998. In Adam's class, all the kids were on task. There was hardly, well, I would say no discipline issues. When he wanted to get the class's attention, all he did was stand up with the class, not in a loud voice, he would just say banana, they would say split. So the kids were in routine, they knew what was expected, but it also goes back to Sally's question before, and how he runs a democratic classroom. They chose the attention grabber.
Correct for 1 point.
Kill it.
Question 10. Who discusses that children in a curriculum integration classroom have a lot of choice and rotate around when they want to? Maud.
Yes, Rob, I believe the answer is White. If my memory serves me well, 1996. And particularly in a morning in a developmental classroom, I use it a lot in my lectures. And in relation to Adam's class, the children have lots of choice in when they rotate and what activities they can be doing. They have a certain amount of time to get it done in, but they have choice in when they do it. And as well as this, they can decide where they want to work in the classroom, whether it be independently or
Collaboratively.
Yes.
Correct for 1 point. Alright, for our final round, we have a quick fire round called Name That Principal. Now in this round, contestants will be shown images or videos that will show up on our screen here, and they'll have to name the principal represented in that image or video. Alright, now Principal 1, name that principal. Amy.
The learning environment is safe.
Correct. Principal 2, name that principal.
Well, you get to choose how your day goes, really. Like, we have options. Like, it's not like, do this, and then this, and then this. You have options. It's free, really.
Like, you know what you want to learn, you're able to learn what you want to.
Cool, and you've still got like a structure of things you have to learn that Mr. T.
Yeah.
Super, and can I have a look at your book again? I'll have a little video of it.
So that is our daily planner of the week, where we get to plan what we can do.
Sally.
The learning is co-constructed, Principle 2.
Correct. Principle 3.
People's choice, absolutely. You might not like it, but you're not the one that's going to go out and buy hundreds of it. Okay, you're the one that wants to sell it. So we talked about fonts, layout, and the last thing was...
Maud.
Explicit teaching still takes place?
Correct. Alright, for our last image, name that principle. Sally.
I believe that is value and diversity.
That's incorrect. Who wants to name it for half a point? Amy?
Seeing purpose for learning and assessment.
Correct. Right, now that's the end of round 3 and the end of our show. So let's tally up our scores to see who our winner actually is. Sally, unfortunately you came in last place with 3.5 points. Coming in at a close second was Maud with 4, meaning our winner was Amy with 5.5 marks. Wow. Congratulations, Amy. Well done. Here's your check. It's a $250 check for Palmer's. Alright, now this has been Let's Make It Integrate. My name's Rob Stark and I'll see you next time. break.
Parents do come in and they don't.
Just get out. Yeah, quickly. We've got a show to film. Right. Here's the first image. Don't come back in, I'm starting recording.
It's still recording.
Seriously.
Delete that.
The biggest success.